So we just get here and that's not a good noise. His sounds like a snake is under the truck. Shanna, we have a problem.
Which tire is it?
Over here. This one that's deflating immensely quickly.
Rapidly. Oh, yeah. Oh, puppy.
I'm literally going to drive by the police station.
I don't think this is a good
And it's a 1 mile. We don't have a jack. We do have an extra tire. No jack.
No tire iron.
No tire iron. And there's a Les Schwab right at the main road. But we have a tire this flat. And we're going to be...
shouldn't drive it.
We shouldn't drive it. We know that. We know that that is a poor decision. We're at the fishing hole here in this little urban area. And all the bugs of the day are coming down the creek from up here in the shallows, and they're flowing out to here, which is where the bigger fish are. So I'm going to try fishing that with my fly rod right after we go across and we check out this side channel. And we're going to try both with the dip net and with the hand net, and we're going to look for crayfish and minnows and anything else that could be a crossover in here, because as summer has progressed, this lovely water hole, the bigger fish will be over in the deep section where it gets dark. But a lot of stuff gets trapped in these little recesses here that go all the way around and meet back up with the creek. And so we're gonna try to flush stuff out, and I'll scare them with the big net, and she'll be ready to catch them as they come swimming that way. So let's see how it goes. We'll share with you what we find. All right, so we are here at Swamp Creek with Shanna. Say hello, Shanna.
Hello.
And we just scared some minnows into her net and also into my net. So looks like her net is the one they chose to go into. Let's get them over into that enclosure. Now, what we're looking for here is the Nooksack Dace, or the spotted or speckled dace. Usually goes by speckled dace. But there's a specific phenotype and even subspecies or species of its own, possibly, that lives here and points north of here up to Canada. And so what we're trying to do is get pictures and prove that they live here, because I think they do. So we'll have to go take a look. We're going to collect some fish here. It's nice and beautiful. The sun is setting, but we're going to go and we're going to check out some of the shallow areas as well, and then also try with my fly rod, and we will see what we can find on this expedition to try to find the Nooksack Dace. All right, so night is actually closing in on me a bit, and I'm getting a little desperate trying to cut into these little pools. See if we can find something in these little areas. Slap it a few times right where it's calm. You know, salmonids and trout, they tend to feed right where the water's moving about 1 foot a second. So if you're watching this float along, it's going about 1 foot a second. It's a little quicker right there. So the bigger ones will hang out there, but anything over 6 inches will be hanging out in that water, waiting for the quick water to be dropping off food. All right, so what do we have here? Well, we've got a sculpin, a short-headed sculpin. Looks like we've got a mountain shiner there with the silver top, and then if they've got a red or purple line on them, which is hard to see unless they're just right in the light, those are red-sided shiners, and when they spawn, they've got red on them. You've got red on you. And then this is what I was looking for the last few days. These beauties are the daces. These are the beautiful Nooksack dace, Nooksack speckled dace. Very cool. Guys, so we have a signal crayfish, a young one here. So obviously we'll want to return him, but just in that shallow 1-inch water over there where we were chasing the salmonids out of, you can see all the little water skippers, water striders. Here we have one of the native sculpin, and I don't know what kind this is. It's hard to tell without putting them in the water. So we'll put him in our little collection container and take a look. Look at the size of his fins. If we scare this guy away, there we go. Look at his pectoral fins. So this is probably a short-headed sculpin, and he's got almost wings like an African butterfly fish that you'd get at the... Holy smokes, I didn't realize this. I'll have to look at my past footage. But you know what's different and why I think this water gets muddy when I come here and I'm like, who's mucking it up? This whole center island of trees that have fallen, mostly to the west, this one's falling to the east, and it's smashed into this tree literally in the last 2 or 3 days. So I probably shouldn't be right under that. This area is actively moving with the river. In fact, that might have been part of this bank. You can see the knotweed is growing out of it like it was in the topsoil right there. Ooh, we got a kingfisher. Very cool. All right, so I'm gonna try my luck here. We're gonna try for some small little salmonids with a fly in the next half hour before the sun goes down. And I'm gonna try my luck actually right here in the deep spot. So I'm gonna literally slap the water a few times. Don't even have to take the line out much, but something will probably come up. I see a lot of these little fly in this area already, and the water's very clear. It's just the angle of the light and also the all the debris on the ground. Oh, flying ants are hatching now too, which is interesting. I have to see how many of those there are and if it's worth throwing something out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a little more line when I've got both hands. Definitely need to get that GoPro, and then I'm going to toss it right out there in that hollow in between those stumps. Here we have an adult signal crayfish doing its thing, and then right up from it we've actually got more sculpin. So right up here, where is he? Right there, that's a sculpin moving around in the cracks of the water, and that's all going on under this blackberry bush. And here is another sculpin coming down, black sculpin, yep. And here's that crayfish. See how they dart backwards like that? So here he comes to you.
Come here, buddy.
He's gonna go under the rock. But they dart backwards, and their front pinchers are really the only thing that can get you. Here, scare him back towards me.
Get back. He's not afraid of me anymore. He knows.
Get in the net, buddy.
There. Yes.
Yes. All right, now we got him in the net. All right. So now we can go take a... Ow!
Oh.
Sticker bush literally in the sensitive spot and down to my leg. Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're my hero. Heroine, as it were.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So, this is the mud bug that everybody around here eats. Now, nobody thinks about these guys as food other than 10 people have licenses to collect these commercially around here. But the signal crayfish, which is a pest around the world, has become quite the delicacy. This is not anywhere near adult size. I mean, it is an adult that can reproduce, but it's nowhere near, it's probably 3 inches. They get up to 7 or 8 inches in their prime. And beyond being tasty, they're great for our ecosystem because they're native. Not so good for other ecosystems. But it's literally bigger than that salmon, or rather the cutthroat that we have in the container, I think, as far as length goes. But we'll put him back in the creek because I'm not going to cook him. But just wanted to give everybody a nice close-up of the mud bug. She's not carrying, I don't think it's a female. It might be a female, but she's not carrying any eggs right now. And they can go over land for quite a while. They make burrows in semi-moist soil and hide in those at night and then come out and eat. All right, so look at all this oxygenated, beautiful water with all these little fish swimming by. Well, guess what? We got fish of our own, and we got a container of our own. I'm just keeping them in the water. So, let's take a look at what we got here in these side channels. Look at this beauty. Look at that majestic, natural, we got 2 of them. Beautiful little trout. Whoop, you might even flip back. Whoa, worm, oh, flowers. I thought that was worms. Apparently they've eaten flowers. Look at that. She or he is pooping out flowers. Very odd. But look at that beautiful, beautiful cutthroat. Cutthroat trout, about the same size as the other one, I would say. Yeah. Maybe a little bigger. Look at the purple and the gold. All right, we'll pop that right in here. Look at that. Ooh, look at the red on that one and the char marks and the par marks, all the different kinds of marks. And we got a smaller one here. They're both hanging out in very unoxygenated water in a side channel of the stream. And so if we can grab this one and also pop them in here, now we can take a look at all their colors. So here is our catch, and we've got some just beautiful cutthroat. Looks like either Olympic or West Slope style. And they're losing their red quickly because they're stressed out by being in this container. We've also got, it looks like maybe either a banded or short-headed sculpin. And then these fish are just beautiful. I mean, these ones stayed the entire year in this creek and ecosystem. I would too, it's very cozy. And they got big here, and so they skipped a year before they went out to the lake or to see if they're coho. In the case of coho, which this little one might be with how bright orange it is, they go all the way out to the ocean through the locks. But beyond that, we've also got some little mountain shiners in here that we caught over in the shallows where there's a dog playing now. And then we also got the crayfish and the large crayfish you guys saw earlier too. All those were over there in the shallows. And Shanna caught some with that net, I caught some with that net, and Shanna's right here. If you haven't checked out Shanna's channel, what's your channel, Shanna?
503 Aquatics.
Woohoo! So, these guys are losing their color, so we're going to put them back and carry on. We're going to go down to Lake Washington now and see if we can get some other kinds of fish too, and deal with that flat tire. Great. All right, so now we're going to let them go. Shanna's going to let these little beauties go. Let me focus. I just want to show that they're still colored up and they're still pretty, but the one that's been in there for about 15 minutes or 20 minutes is not as colorful, and that's a good sign that we want to put them back in the creek where it's all oxygenated and beautiful. So here Shanna goes with the nice, gentle release. Bye-bye, fishies! And you can actually see them because they haven't adjusted to coloring into their background. Now, all these fish can actually camouflage to the color of the rocks, and so they're gonna color up right before your eyes to a darker color, and they're starting to disappear. That's so cool. And they'll get darker and darker until about a half hour, and then they're almost gone. I mean, they're already, if you didn't know that they were there, like boom, I just changed the focus, where'd they go? It's really hard to see them without it. So pretty cool. And I'm trying to decide how bad the damage will be on my rim/alignment, or
it's all gonna be hosed
if I drive to Les Schwab exactly 1 mile, like by road 1 mile.
You're gonna be driving on the wheel.
I feel like it's sitting on the wheel right now. We don't have a jack to keep it up either.
Right, which is
bad
definitely
too.
Better than driving on it.
Yeah.
Because it's got this nice rubber cushion going.
Yeah, well, we're in this bougie area where they lock you in / tow your stuff and then charge you $500 to get it out frequently.
I think we should leave a note.
We could probably leave a note. I could probably call the local police department and ask them, actually. All right, we made it very slowly. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Wow, we got here literally as the tire disintegrated. Oh my God. Good thing we drove 1 mile an hour and that took like a half hour. But here we are at everybody's Western society's savior, Les Schwab. I don't care. I will leave it here. I will buy every tire I need to buy off of them for this. Holy crap. I don't know how that stayed on. Holy smokes.
It was me praying.
Yeah, it was your praying the entire time. Thank you. High five.
Yay, team.
I wish I smoked bowls.